Good evening, guys. How are we all doing? So Dan from Trading with Dan here. This is our Bitcoin evening wrap up. So we will go straight over to those charts. Market's looking quite good today. We had that trend line that we said we broke yesterday. When we were about up here at this resistance. Well, you guys know I said it. You can check my video. I said I think we'll probably come down. We'll back test the top of this trend line and then pump up. So there we have the pump up straight through that resistance. Straight through that resistance. Don't know why I'm on a 12-hour chart. Let's go to a 4-hour chart. Straight through that resistance. Straight through the moving averages on the 4-hour. Actually, not that I look at 4-hour moving averages too much. And then we actually bust through these 9,600 levels also, and look to be pushing back up through them now. So this is looking very bullish, looking very good. So we've also got this descending trend line of a potential pennant formation that we've also broke out to. So we could actually, you could actually class this as basically this being the projected target, that range, which is say 9,000, which is basically a $600 range. So you could actually look at that pennant and project a move of to 10,100, which funnily enough brings us right up to here. So maybe that's what's playing out. Obviously we do know we've got the ascending triangle, but obviously if you want to look at it as the ascending triangle, that is fine. That's what we have been doing. But since getting a lot of this price action in the latter half of the triangle, it's not looking like this being a pennant is not the worst conclusion to come to. But either way, we broke out the top. We got a price target of 10,100, and guess what? It kind of matters, because if we use this pennant, to break us above here, then obviously that's going to break us above the ascending triangle. So if the ascending triangle is then efficacious, then we've got sort of this movement, which is basically another, well, that's basically nearly not far off $1,500 worth of price action. So that would, funnily enough, put us at 11,500. Pretty much. So yeah, so we've got potential targets here of obviously this resistance zone. I don't believe we will this will offer up much resistance, is 10,500. I think if we get up there again, I think we will blast through it. I think what is likely to happen with this 10,500 level is that we may come and test this 10,000, 10,100, 10,200 zone, and then we'll get like a $1,000 candle that'll take us straight up to around this 11,500 zone. So that's kind of what I think may be a likely scenario. Obviously downside is still something we got to consider. Obviously that is less likely now we're moving away. I'll say I've been telling you in the previous videos, whilst we're at the bottom here, it's obviously we are closer to the breakdown, even though the formation is more likely to break up. But when we're at the top of a bullish formation, that's obviously more bullish, because we're closer to the upwards breakout point in a formation that's more likely to break upwards. So if we basically start trading around here, you could probably you could probably add more percentage chance of breaking up, just because we are at the top of the formation. So yeah, stochastics are also looking fantastic. Well, 4 hours got all the way up there, but there is no reason, if we're not going to go on a big bullish bender, that we can't just stay up in this region. We could get some bearish resets with price action not really moving down much, and just a 4 hour coming down whilst we just play out a little bit of a range. That is no drama. 12 hours bust through our trend line we're looking at. So obviously that's good, because this is a pretty good looking trend line. So it's, and we were looking like we were getting rejected at it, and basically we did get rejected at it, but we subsequently turned back round. So that's good to see, and that could obviously, if 12 hours get us up into here, this is what I mean, 12 hours get up into this zone, it means the 4 hours is gonna hang around this zone for quite a while, or just come back and reset and then just come back up. But either way, it's gonna stay in the bullish control zone. Daily also looking like it is turning up, a little bit of turning up there. Daily did break our trend line, so to get back in and it be a fake out would be nice. Also, daily's got a long way to run if it does turn around and start going into the bullish part of this oscillator stochastic. So yeah, we have got a lot of potential potential bullishness to look at here. Volatility on the daily still is non-existent, so this isn't even the move. This isn't. I mean, look at this candle on the daily, and it's still not not really the move we're looking for. Let's just get some more upside, please. That's what we want. Yeah. So yeah, I did say as well. I don't like to keep saying that. I did say, because it feels like I'm just saying that. Oh, I told you guys. Look at me. But what I'm saying is that when we had that low in stock markets last night, that was what was my bullish thesis. Was that we were going to rally up, there was going to be a buyer, well, stocks were going to go higher. That's my bias for stocks. We looked at the S&P, we looked at stocks. Bullish was my bias, and I mean, and that is how that's basically why I have a bullish bias in Bitcoin also. Well, not also, no, but that is one of the more immediate reasons. Obviously, we've got a chart pattern that is inherently bullish. We're coming off a bull trend, so clearly that's well, the trend is your friend. That is a saying for a reason. We did this sort of price analysis where we looked at the time we were staying at these trend lines, the time we were staying at these highs, and this is the longest we stayed up here now. I mean, I can't see anybody looking at this, any whales, bigger traders, any like not macro, but longer term investors that aren't looking at this, seeing that this is going to break up. Let's see if we can take away all the drawing tools and just look at it without it. I mean, look at the difference. Look at the difference in in these tops. I mean, that's just, do you know what I mean? That's a V-shaped top, isn't it? Like when you get your V-shaped bottoms, these are V-shaped tops, obviously inverted V's, clearly. Like V-shaped top, 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 and this this is quite clearly nothing like a V-shaped top. So whilst we haven't broken the macro zones and started to create higher highs in what is basically 3 years, this is the end of 2017, so we're roughly in the start of we're halfway through 2020, so let's call it 2.5 years. We haven't seen anything like this at the highs in 2.5 years. So this is definitely different, and this should definitely be viewed as different. And obviously it can still break down, for sure. It can still break down, but this has got the best chance we've seen really of breaking up. Plus we know Bitcoin likes its triangles, and this is an ascending triangle. So obviously weekly moving averages, you can see here, zoom in a little bit. Weekly moving averages. What am I talking about? Daily moving averages, sorry. We lost obviously all these moving averages, the whole moving average cluster. The 200, obviously the 21, the 50 didn't def cross, and it isn't going to def cross whilst obviously we're above it. Obviously, clearly it can't do that. The 200 can't move it quicker than the 50. So yeah, so we've regained these moving averages, is what I'm trying to say. So what I am expecting from price action now, let's have just a quick look at the weekly, just so we can have a look at the weekly oscillators, and the weekly stochastic just doesn't want to exist, does it? Oh, here it is. Let's have a look. Weekly stochastics are actually looking like they want to turn over, but we've seen in daily what daily did. What daily did. We saw what daily did. It came down. It basically turned down, but now it's turned back up again. So it can this weekly could easily do that. We may be looking at, this is looking very much like this. I don't know how to copy and paste like this price action and slap it on here, but if we this is obviously the big bull run to 20k. So this looks to me very much like the start of this same pattern. So we've had this move taken out that high. We're going to maybe put in a lower low in this weekly and then just edge our way up. So what I do want to look at is what happened with price action at this point here. 26th of December 2016, because that is the equivalent point of where we are now turning down from. So 26th of September 2016, because what I want to see is price still just going up. 26th of December 2016. Yeah, so it was basically yeah, I mean, not a lot happened really. Let me just check that. Is that right? Am I reading this right? Did I look at the right date? I don't think I did. Yeah, so here. Yeah, sorry. So it is 26th of December 2016. We turned down and we didn't turn back up again until the 3rd. Well, we'll call it the 14th of February. So 26th of sorry, 26th of December, 13th of February. 26th of December here. Here we did have a bit of a move down. And then we started to turn back up again in February the 13th. So this is what I wanted to see, basically. This is what I wanted to see. I wanted to see that price action still just kept this uptrend. Obviously, we got a pretty we got this pretty savage move up and down, which let's use a percentage tool. To see how far down we came from this move up. Yeah, anyway, so yeah, back to the foot. Not really, just kidding. Yeah, that's a 40% move based on the signature that we have got in the weekly RSI, in the weekly stochastic here in this period. That's a 40% move. You can see weekly, nothing happened, nothing went wrong. Our trend, I mean, you just look at this and you wouldn't pay really any attention. It's just a little bit of a blip, but that is a spike up to obviously wherever we spiked up, and then a 40% retrace based on this same signature. And obviously you guys know we got a weekly 9 as well, so if we're ever gonna get forced down, it is that. So yeah. Let's go back to the daily and look at what we're kind of looking at. So, because what we are looking at is potentially then this spike up maybe to 11,500. If we are going to have, right, let's get our levels back on. If we're going to have a 40% retrace like that based on those weekly stochastics doing the same as what they did before, which it doesn't need to do, but if it does, yeah, if I think it will come from about 11,500 zone, which that will then take us down. 40% will take us. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. 40% will take us. Yeah. I mean, to be honest, is this the level? Yeah. I mean, this is the main areas that I thought price action would get picked up from. Yeah, so what I would say, that will clearly not be well, you can look at it two ways, right? That would actually be fantastic, because we can trade the SH1T out of this anyway to the downside, accumulate more Bitcoin, and then we can then buy it back up, trade it to the upside, and then have even more Bitcoin when we get to the same area and breakout. So this would be really good. The only reason it's not good, because if we do come down here and we aren't supported and then go back up, then basically we're gonna have to go find somewhere else to trade, go and find somewhere else to invest our time and future in, and our hopes on defeating the evil fiat currency. But so yeah, I mean, the weekly stochastic signature, because let's face it, this has turned over now. This has rolled over this weekly. This has rolled over. This has rolled over this weekly, and even if we move up and it turns back up, I mean, realistically, how long are we going to expect it to stay up here before it does see a nice sort of turn down to, like, basically this trend line we've got going on here? What I will say on the plus side, so this is maybe a good thing. This is a good thing, is that this trend line is a lot more aggressive than this trend line here. So, but obviously, we don't have the the previous part of this trend line to look at. I mean, if it wasn't for the Bitcoin being the inception of Bitcoin here, been 200 weeks after the inception of Bitcoin here, when our numbers started, maybe the price action was down here and this did look like an aggressive trend line. But what I'm saying is, if we look at this as a trend line, what I'm trying to say is that if this is a trend line, we don't have to come down as far as we came in this one, basically, because the trend line's more upward sloping, more aggressive. So yeah, so definitely something to think about there, because those weekly stokes have rolled over and we're on a weekly 9. So, and you guys know what I say, that I mean, obviously we're not on a weekly 9 anymore. The weekly 9 was there, but we don't get many weekly 9s, and we're in the vicinity of a weekly 9. You could say 1 to 4 candle correction and break above it, but yeah, I just would be cognizant of I would be cognizant of a 40% retrace, guys. But that 40% retrace, I mean, obviously would have to happen over a couple of weeks. It would reset the weekly stochastics, and then we can move on upwards. So also, yeah, maybe not. Also, yeah, that would complete the inverted head and shoulders. So are we all agreed that we're going down 40% then? Yeah, is that basically what's happening? I almost want to publish it as a chart, but I just don't necessarily want to be right, because it's like when people say things like, I've got some trader friends and they're like, yeah, I want us to come down first so I can then buy and then go up again. It's like, mate, it's hard enough. It's hard enough to pick the direction right now. If you want us to go down and you think we're going to go down, go in all into the short side and then just run it to whenever and then wait for it to maybe turn back up. But my point is, you don't want something to go down and then expect at an arbitrary point that you pick that looks nice on the chart to then go back up, because it may not come back up. Do you know what I mean? It may go down for the count and go down and stay down. So there you go. And that obviously is not what you want, but it would look very good. It would look very good for an extension to the new bull run. Also, do not forget, guys, this is an aggressive move from the lows in basically one direction. Yes, we'll get another little move up, another little blow off, and then we got to expect some sort of serious rejection, and a serious retracement. And this is Bitcoin we're talking about, so a serious retracement, we have to be looking at like 40%. You know what I mean? Maybe 30% because the market's a bit more mature, but I don't think 25 is enough. I mean, 30 is pushing it. Wow, I'm like Dr. Doom. I might start calling myself trading with Norio Rubini over here. But yeah, anyway, I have gone on a bit long here. So real quick look at the DMT. Dominator and DMT. Here we go. Come on. Yeah, DMT. DMT has basically been messing about for a long time. Because of obviously what's been going on with the ridiculous price action. But we have a DMT long here that's currently nearly 3% in profit, and then we've got a Dominator long here that will be roughly the same, won't it? Probably like about 2.5% if I can get my tools right. Yeah, about just over 2.5% in profit. So 2 good trades there. But we have been in a bit of chop here. But we've got the updated indicator with our stop line, our short time frame stop to save us with DMT. So we're not just sat on losing trades. But yeah, so that's DMT and Dominator. Yeah, so right, remember guys, this is not a financial advice. Looks like we're having a little pop up to 9,700 now. But yeah, it's not a financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research, and I will speak to you guys in the morning.